Hi guys, Richard here from Clarus MotorPark. As promised, I'm going to answer your questions that you've put to us over the past week. We've got a list here of some of the great questions that you've asked me, and I'm going to come through to each one of them to make sure that you all get a great answer. Okay, Brill. So our first question that we had was, can you really sort credit for anyone? Well, I mean, the honest answer is that it's all about your affordability. We need to make sure that as a regulated business, that we're only providing finance to people who can genuinely afford it. If you can't afford it, the honest answer is no. But if you can afford it, we've got such a high acceptance rate that you'll probably be leaving with us with a new car. The reason being, we've been in the industry a long time. We've got a lot of contacts and people come to us to get your business. So we have finance companies, brokers, intermediaries that can all help you get the finance you want for your car that you deserve. Now, am I going to promise that everybody in the world will get car finance? No. And the reason being is that nobody can. Apart from anything, it's illegal. You can't give people guaranteed car finance because you're just not treating customers fairly. Honest answer is, if you can afford it and you can prove you can afford it, the chances of you getting accepted are pretty high, like the rest of our customers that leave at Clarus MotorPark. Well, to me it's fairly simple. 2 reasons. 1, you can keep the money in the bank, so if you want to use that for a rainy day, it's there ready and waiting. Especially in times like it is at the moment, you've always got the opportunity to use that money. Your car will be on finance, so you won't need to worry about it, and then you won't have the opportunity in the future to come in and then put your car on finance. So you may as well take the best of both worlds, take your car on finance, keep your cash in the bank. My honest answer is, why would you put your hard-earned cash into an asset that depreciates, something that loses money? And it's a cold hard fact of owning a car that it will lose money, but the benefits for me far outweigh the costs. At Clarus MotorPark we do something called trade cycle management. It's quite simple. As you pay off the car, we monitor how it depreciates, and at some point within the agreement you'll come to a position called equity parity, and that means that the car is roughly owes what it's worth. Now, if you listen to our advice in the first place and put in little or zero deposit, it means that what we're looking to do is to get you into a newer, more modern, lower tax bracket, cheaper on insurance, better on fuel car for the same monthly payment that you're paying today. How does that help and how does that affect you? Well, hopefully over the long-term costs of your ownership of the car, it'll actually mean that it will cost you less, because we're making sure that you're always in the newest, most reliable, most fuel efficient, most tax efficient, most insurance friendly car possible. Now the beauty is you can change the agreement whenever you want to. That's kind of up to you. But we'll keep in touch and we'll monitor the progress. And by doing that, we're never going to be asking you for lots of cash. We're never going to be ringing you up and going, we've got a great opportunity for a new vehicle for you. Please give us £4,000, £5,000, £6,000, £7,000, £8,000, £9,000. What we will call you up, and what we will say is really very simple. Would you like a newer car for the same amount that you're paying at the moment? It's a fairly easy answer to me. It's up to you. You've got to make the decision, and you've got to make sure that it's perfect and the right decision for your financial future. But we're experts in this. We've got the contacts, we've got the ability to make sure that you do make the right decision for you. So, if you've got some questions about this, definitely drop us a PM, because we could actually help you out on the journey onto your new car. Okay, so our next question. Do I need to take my car back to the original dealership? No. It's a very simple, honest answer. In terms of us at Clarus MotorPark, we'd love to see you again. We would love to sell you a new car, and we'd love to sell your family a new car. But if you've bought a car elsewhere, you don't have to take it back to them. You can come to us at any point, and especially if you're in a finance agreement, because we can look at the most appropriate time to change you from your old car into something new that you might like. It's also really important to remember that if you're struggling with maybe poor credit, your ideal car might not be in reach at the moment. So it's always important to buy something that's affordable, you can get around in, and it does everything that you want it to do. However, as you get better with your credit, make sure you pay all your bills and everything is going in the right direction, other opportunities and other finance companies will open up to you. So it could be at that point that we could come in and help you get into the next level of the car that you really, really want. It's a long path and it isn't a quick 5-minute flip. But you've just got to remember that if you're taking our advice, you will definitely be in a situation where you will get to the car that you want. At the moment, there's just nobody who makes a bad car. They're all pretty good. And let's be honest, some are better value for money, some are a bit more lavish, some are a bit more extravagant. It is down to budget. Let's be honest, you've got to be happy with how much you can afford per month or how much you can afford outright to purchase a car. Then things like insurance, tax, maintenance are all things you've really got to include in your budgeting planner to make sure that whoever's paying for this bill does know that it's going to come and when it's going to come. So it's important to just look at those aspects before. Loads of recommendations have come from different people who get an insurance quote on their car. Now, we often all run to a 1 litre Fiesta because we think it's the most insurance-friendly vehicle. But it's well worth looking at vehicles that might be a bit off-piste. Cars that you thought, well, maybe that is actually the one that I really want, but you immediately dismiss it because the insurance might be too high. Well, actually, that isn't the case, and you need to get your quotes first before you even entertain putting some money down or purchasing a vehicle. What you've got to do is do your research first. My personal preference and our customers' personal preference is different to what you might want. I'll be really honest, we sell a lot of Vauxhall Corsas. So it might be a case that, if your son's looking for a first car, the limited edition 1.2 Corsa will probably tick the box. Okay, so next question. Should I buy a diesel car? It's really hard at the moment. There's loads of people saying, no, don't buy them, especially for those living in Bristol or lived in big towns and cities where congestion charges and ULEZ zones are coming in. It's really up in the air at the moment. So for me to unilaterally say, yes, buy a diesel, no, don't buy a diesel, it's really hard. It's kind of up to your personal circumstance. Again, come to us, PM us, engage with us. We'll be able to give you the advice that you need to make the right decision on the right car for you. A general rule of thumb, if you're doing more than 15,000 miles a year, if you're not driving locally, sort of to and from the shops, you might do a 40-mile journey to work on the motorway or something like that, then probably a diesel is actually the better car for you. Now what you've got to remember is that diesel cars often cost more to purchase. The fuel itself costs more to buy, and there are some trade-offs. The tax is generally cheaper. You get more miles to the gallon. So there's lots of things to look at. But if you head on to our website, if you find a car that you like, all the data is there for you to make the correct decision for you. We're happy to help, we're on hand. The sales guys and myself will always be here to make sure that you make the right decision. Well, to be honest, they're actually pretty well rife now. The only thing is that the selection's a bit rubbish. You've got to really want something that's very green, very efficient, very energy related, not particularly stylish, nice or comfortable to drive. Having said that, we all know Tesla does a fantastic car and a fantastic product, but it's not really financially in reach for a lot of our customers and for a lot of the general wider UK national public. So when will they be coming to our forecourt? Well, the honest answer is we just don't know. I think as the infrastructure in the UK comes through, then we will probably see more people ordering them. People who are in company car schemes might also decide that actually now's the time to switch. There's a lot of range anxiety, so people are worried about not being able to complete or just to carry on with their daily life as they are at the moment. But honestly, I think we're going to be seeing them a lot sooner than you think. Maybe 5 to 7 years, and you'll see a forecourt half full with electric cars. Is it the time for you to change into an electric car? There's a lot of things that you need to consider first. Get in touch, we can have a chat, see what if it's right for you. It's important to remember with servicing on electric cars, okay? So you might think that it has to go back to the manufacturer. It doesn't. We have competent manufacturer specified trained technicians here at Clarus MotorPark to be able to service your electric car. So if you want a quote, we want to ask some questions, give us a call. Give us a message on Facebook, PM us today, and we'll make sure that we look after you. Okay, on to the next question. Why do you still have that knackered old Transit at the front of the workshop with all the old pallets on? You've got a great plot there. Your cars always look spotless, and then you have that thing there that looks a bit out of place in Steptoe's yard. Well, the honest answer is, it was our first recovery truck. I've got this weird sentimental attachment to it that I just can't seem to let it go. The boys have got to fix it in the workshop, but our customers come first. So every customer's car gets put in front of my, actually LDV, not a Transit. Every customer's car gets put in front of it, so it just sits there until we can finally get some space to be able to do the jobs that needs to get done on it. I've got a weird sentimental attachment to it. Am I going to get rid of it anytime soon? Probably not. Are we going to fix it anytime soon? Well, if you keep bringing your cars to us to fix them, probably not. Well, the opportunity was there, is really honest. I've worked in the motor trade all my life and it's all I know. I've seen the gap in the market for people who want to have a friendly, family-orientated garage that they can go to and trust for absolutely everything, from the tyre fitting to getting the milk that's been spilt from the weekly shop valeted up the car, to an MOT, to a first car for the son or daughter when they pass. The problem is that main dealers, as good as they are, they're really expensive coffee shops, because all they really offer that we don't is really nice coffee in a big flash building. And a lot of cost goes with that. So I thought if I could remove all that, well, actually we've got a really solid offering to our customers and future customers, and actually hopefully that they'll stay with us for their entire motoring careers. So I thought, let's go for it. Our first site in Kent opened up, we took it on, and as the site grew, we grew into it. And over time, we've obviously grown into Bristol, and we've also got an auto centre and Bodyshop, and we've also got a transport company. So a lot of things has happened in a pretty short period of time. I've worked for main dealers all my life. I'll be really honest, everything that I've done has generally been in a main dealer. Everything from being a new car sales exec to arranging finance for used car customers, and for running sales teams for multiple franchises. Have I enjoyed it? I really have, actually, because it's the only job in the world that you'll never get fired for talking to someone for 4 hours on the trot. It's also great because you get intrinsic in people's lives when they're buying cars and when their families are buying cars. My experience has been pretty solid, and the beauty is that because we have that experience coming into Clarus MotorPark, big name lenders, big name suppliers have followed me and come here. So a little garage that started off in Kent probably wouldn't have had the opportunity to access funders, access brokers, access intermediaries, or use various part suppliers and providers, because simply they wouldn't deal with someone so small. So I think that's the best bit that we can offer our customers, and my experience brings really, is that actually we can offer what the main dealer can at an independent price at an independent location. Now I'm assuming you don't mean sales, and I'm guessing you mean in our service centre. So we've had a Lamborghini Aventador, we've had a Ferrari F430, we've got an Aston Martin that regularly pops in, we've got 2 Bentleys that we do a lot of work on, we have an XJ Jaguar, and they're just the ones off the top of my head. They all come for routine maintenance, MOTs, tyres, valeting, that sort of stuff. But it's great to see them, and everybody here is so passionate about cars. Stuart, our valeter, straight through to Lee and Matt in the workshop, and I'm sure we'll do a feature about their cars at some point. But it's fantastic to see these great specimens of just motoring history come and visit our doors. Great question, really love it. Well, it was a Rover 216 GSI in black with the grey on the bottom and the cream velour interior. Didn't have too much sex appeal, but it was mine and that's all I really cared about. But actually, it was really fast. Well, I say really fast. It had the twin cam Honda engine in, it was 115 brake horsepower, it went really well. And actually, to be honest, because it was a Rover, and a bit boring, the insurance was cheap as chips. So I was managing to have quite a fast car, all my friends had really quite nice cars, but they were paying loads more insurance than me. So, was it my best and my most favourite car? Probably not, but actually, probably is at the same time because it was my first car and got me out on the road. I'll be honest, I've got millions of dream cars. Especially during this COVID-19 outbreak, I've literally filled my dream car garage about 500 times, and NCP has got nothing on my dream car garage. But the honest answer is, I think to top it off, I'd really like a Ferrari 458 because it just looks sleek, it still looks modern, and it's just reminiscent of what Ferrari was really about. I like the look of it, I like the start, and I think for me, that is my dream car. I've kind of got 3 actually. One, my daily driver, which I use for everything, is 2019 Audi A4 Avant Black Edition. It's great, it's petrol, it's plenty of power, it's a 35 TFSI, and it's super comfortable, and it has some great tech on it. It runs and drives superbly, the grip on the road is amazing, and really good value for money. So that's my daily driver, something I use every day to cart everything around and do the job. And I've got two other cars. I've got a 2009 320i M Sport BMW convertible, which I enjoy and absolutely love taking out in the summer holidays and when we've got time off at the weekends and the sun is shining. And when I was a sales exec long ago at Ford, I got the benefit of owning, for a very short period of time, a Ford Fiesta ST on a 2008 reg. And I absolutely loved it. It's something about the 2-litre petrol engine hung over the front axle, no real driver aids apart from a steering wheel and a gear stick, and it was just fantastic. Great car, one of my favourite of all time. And I managed to find one fairly recently in white, just as I seen, and I really, really had to have it, so I bought it. And that was my treat to myself. Formula One, without a shadow of a doubt. I'm a car guy, so it's going to be a car-related sport. Who do I support? I love to see McLaren at the top, but I don't think it's going to happen at any time soon. So I'm really happy to support a British driver like Lewis Hamilton, get to the top and stick at the front. Controversial as that might be, it's great to see that a British athlete is at the front of their field. So for me, it has to be Formula One, day in, day out, every week. I met a few. I met Joey from Friends, but on the Top Gear set when he was filming Top Gear. I've met Jeremy Clarkson. I've met James May. Admittedly, James May was in the toilet when I was having a wee. And I've met Richard Hammond as well. I've also met Vicky Butler-Henderson. There's a lot of car-related people here, I've just realised. But I met Kevin from Grand Designs in Morrison's petrol station as well once, so that was quite good. Fortunately, can't call any of them friends and don't have any of their mobile numbers. If I could, I'd probably go to some much better parties than I do. But yeah, thanks for the question. Great question. Honest answer, there's so many great ones. And we did a post on Facebook the other day that mismatched between your name and your destination and your car, and it went down really well and some really good answers. My honest answer would have to be Route 66. You see so much and you go so far. The car I'd choose, it'd have to be a Shelby Cobra probably. Would it be very comfortable to do that amount of mileage in across the states? I'm not really sure, but I think something that would have to be iconic and great to drive. Tell us what your favourite car is and your favourite destination. I'd love to hear it and see if it's the same as mine. Well, that's it from me for your questions answered. Thank you very much for submitting your questions and taking the time out to communicate with us. Some of your questions have been great, especially about my LDV recovery truck. Can't believe you all noticed it. If you've got some questions that you would like me to answer, or you've missed out on the opportunity and think, I really wanted to ask him that, then please just send us a message and we'll answer them the best we can. Now, other members of my team will be coming on and they will be answering your questions, so make sure you look out for it and make sure you ask them some really tough ones. My name's Richard, I'm from Clarus MotorPark, and please stay safe.